to watch the shows. All right, we've got 6 minutes left in the hour, so let's, oh, well, this is gonna be popular. And here's why. Last 30 years of the Indian head scents, they always are very popular. And why do you think that's so? Because I'm always intrigued by that. Yeah. When we bring this to television, I mean, people just respond so beautifully.
So many people believe that these are reproductions. You know what I'm saying? That they look at this and go, okay, well, they can't be real. 1880, 81, 82. Exactly. I mean, obviously, you've done a fine job of recreating an original coin. Right. One of the cool things about coins and about coin collecting, and in essence about money, is people tend not to throw money away. I mean, figuratively, but not literally. And so if you look in the right places, you can find coins from 1880 and 1881 and 82 and 83 and 84 and 85. And so you have the last 30 years of 100% original United States Indian head cents from 1880 to 1909. From 1880 to 1909. So not only do I have an amazing collection here, okay, of 30 original, 100% original Indian head cents, okay? But the price. First of all, and I can tell you, one of the single most difficult things that I have to put together for this show, and I've been selling this off and on for years, more off than on, because these coins, particularly the coins from the 1880s, are extraordinarily difficult to find, because they just simply don't exist. Now, when you look at this, we're about $6 a coin. Okay. Okay, is about what we're charging. Now, keep in mind, each and every one of these is in their own little individual airtight holder. Okay? So that you see each and every one of these coins, so you can see everything about it. You can see they're beautiful, what we call red-brown cents. They're just stunning, individually hand-selected. These, by the way, are about 59 cents a piece. You get 30 of those. The box in this is about 30 bucks. So you're really looking at the better part of $5 a coin. If I go to the nationally advertised catalog, and the problem is I'd love to give you an if purchased separately number, but I can't because they don't have most of them. Okay, they have, for instance, the 1880 is $18 and $21 and $17.95. The 1885 they have down here at $31.50. The 1886 is at least $31.50 or $32.50 by itself. And you're going, okay, well those are the easy, you know, those are the really hard older ones. The 1909 down here is $40.50. Because if you remember, 1909 is when they started making Lincoln cents. Okay? They started making Lincoln cents in 1909. They made mostly Lincoln cents. There was only a few of the Indian head cents. So instead of $5 a coin, you're going to have $40 coins and $30 coins and lots of $20 coins. The 1994, I'm so into the 1894 is a $21.95 coin. And as I look at this, and I went through, of the coins they had, the single lowest price on any one of the coins that they sell individually, and by the way, you're on your own for the holders and the box and all that other stuff, $8.25. Okay. So if they gave you and sold you every one of these coins for the lowest price for every single one, they wouldn't do that for any of the early coins or any of those late coins, it would still cost you $250 to $300. Well, every one of them 100% original, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. I want to show you the 1885. This is what keeps us from having these coins. This is what keeps it. And understand, these are nice coins. Look at that coin, individually hand-selected. Now, I want to explain to you, this is not reprinted, restruck, or redone in any way, shape, or form. This is a 100% original Indian head cent from 1885. Incredible. Isn't that amazing? And on the back, it's so simplistic. It's so incredible when you have 1 cent. So there it is right there on the front, United States of America, 1 cent. It is spectacular. They look, and the amazing part is look at the quality of every single solitary one of these coins. And that's the amazing thing that I have, and that's why they're in these individual holders, to protect them for generations.